thơm cái hàng này chưa ăn đúng không? Nhưng bánh này phải béo. Cái này phải wagyu không?
Yes, wagyu á.
Bơ.
Bên chị mời họ qua ống là bên MLA, bên chị qua để training cho nhân viên với lại đi training cho khách hàng.
Okay, when you first open the vacuum bag, there will be a smell.
Nó gọi là Mid
But if
Australia
it's fresh,
Livestock.
that smell should go very, very quickly.
Mà cái hiệp hội đó họ sẽ có nhiệm vụ
What I'm doing is just getting rid of the moisture.
importer mà họ qua họ training về sản phẩm, cho nên là họ không có làm cái supply ở đâu cả.
Some people use a cloth. Cloth is not good, not hygienic. Eh? It's wheat, it's moisture, it's not blood. If it was blood, it would congeal. That will not congeal. Okay, this meat, very big piece of meat, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate.
Một đứa bảo 5-6 cân, một đứa bảo 7 kg.
Okay, this muscle here that sits on the top, the next muscle here is cube roll. Cube roll fits on here. So what I will do is I will remove that piece off the top. Following that all the way through to the end.
Will you have chopped iron inside the choke roll?
Sorry?
Will you have chopped iron inside the choke roll? Right?
Yeah. But see how small it is? Only small. That's the problem you have, and that's why the further or the bigger your roll is, the more it goes up into the neck.
And then, which one is the choke roll in chopped iron inside the choke roll?
That is the part of your cube roll there.
Yes.
And it runs all the way along here till
Yeah.
it gets very, very thin, like your tenderloin. Remember your tenderloin gets thinner?
Yeah.
This is the same. So the longer, when you go back to your cube roll is here,
Yeah.
the longer your cube roll is, the further it goes up into the neck. So the shorter your cube roll is,
Yes.
the better it is, but it's more expensive. So if you have, how many, your cube roll, how many ribs?
Three.
Three
Or four?
with your cube roll? No,
I think.
3 rib.
Yeah.
Cube roll, is four?
Yeah. 3 ribs.
3 rib. They must cut in half.
Yeah.
Okay, so normally, see those lines there, that's the ribs. So normally, you would have 6, 7, or I think the maximum is 8 ribs in the cube roll. That's the max, but they must, White Stripe may cut it in half for you. So, if you go longer, which is cheaper, it means you're going further up here. And the chef would not necessarily be happy with having that cube roll up into here. Right, so that's that cube roll off there. Now we can roast that if you want. We can roast the whole thing if you want. But or we can slice that. So what I will do here is I will slice, and most people would take 2 or 3 slices off that.
You got 4 pieces of very nice steak.
Yep.
I cannot eat.
What? Too fat.
Too fat for me.
This one connects to the rib eye, right?
The ribeye comes on here.
Remember? Wagyu something.
So that would eat very similar to your ribeye. When you get down a bit further, what quite often you'll find in some of the bistro shops, they will cut it in half on an angle and have it as a small steak as it goes down. So you can have it for roasting if you want to wrap that up. Or you can have it a larger steak, or you can have it as a smaller steak. But I would
Sell
not.
it as a ribeye, nobody would know the difference.
No. But the further you go down here, the more connective tissue and the more tough the meat will be.
Oh.
So don't think you can cut all of this like that.
Yeah.
You cannot. You maybe 6, 7, maybe a couple more, but I'd rather stop there. Okay?
Why?
Why? Because the further we go down here, so if I cut that there, that can be tough. What can you do with that? You can go for what some people will do is they will cut this thicker,
Yes.
and I'll just take a bit of that fat off there. And cut it in two and have it 2 inches by 2 inches, like that, for your, I can't think of the name here. No, I can't think of the name. I'll think of the name in a minute. So this goes for like, no, not kebabs.
The for BBQ? No.
In between the ribs.
Rib finger.
Rib finger. That's right. For rib finger. For this here, it's not rib finger, but some people sell it for rib finger. So that goes like that, and have it nice and square. And then for rib finger. So that's the one piece you've got many things to do with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'll work on this bigger piece. And when we look, there is different muscles here. And again, what we have to do is take off the connective tissue.
Gautier, this one you get tata. You are French, you should know. Can you make beef tata? Scratch your head.
Mày biết cách lựa dao xịn không? Lát chỉ cho.
Question for food.
Có dao xịn hay không á? Đưa người ta bắt phát. Nếu mà phút qua máu mày chảy khoảng 500 ml đó bán.
Nói chung mua dao là nhờ mua thử.
No, the whole lot would be wasted, but if you want to get more expensive out of that,
You're French. I'm not chef. I'm not chef.
Okay, what's your cut?
Nghe dòng mỏng không không?
so when you look here, you can see that muscle there. The muscle runs this way. See the lines? Over here, I think the muscle runs this way. So what we would do is we would separate the muscle, and then we cut across the grain, and then you finish up with tenderness in the meat. So quite often the Americans call this particular one here Denver steak.
Denver steak, yeah.
Denver steak.
Yeah.
And then this one here, oh, I forgot the name of it now.
I don't know. I'm not a chef.
They've got a different name for that one. Can't think of it for the moment. Must be getting the end of the day, yeah?
Who? Me? No, never.
So what we look at is we look at the muscle and which way.
Nó từng lớp mà.
Nó là cái phần connective tissue mà. Kết nối nhiều.
No, it runs across here.
No, once you leave this out, this is the tender.
So you can roast this if you want to roast, but when you get to this end, no. This is more the neck for casserole stew or wet cooking at that end. Put that
Oh,
on
we
there.
got this as neck roll.
Neck roll.
This is a neck
my
roll.
God.
So you can see here the muscle. So what we do is we put a cut here.
Yeah.
I told you to
And I'll put a cut here.
Oh my god.
Off the connective tissue. Now this all can
That's
be used.
fat, yeah.
Bad on taking this off.
Chị Thơm, bán em.
Nem cục nào?
My commercial manager, every time she see marbling, she goes, oh, you know.
Anh em cục nào?
She loves Robin Island.
Bằng giá Tenderloin Marbonite nhá. Được không?
Giá promotion đi.
Bán cho em thì làm sao mọi người có cơ hội được thưởng thức.